Really happy to have the newest Predators forward, Jonathan Marchessault, join us. Jonathan, if you had a couple words to start, and then we'll jump in with questions here.
Yeah, no, I'm just super excited to join the Preds and to get everything going.
Thank you very much. If you have a question, please use the raise hand function, and we will get to you. We'll start off with Alex Doherty. If you could please just reintroduce yourself and state your affiliation for Jonathan. Go ahead, Alex.
Hey Jonathan, this is Alex Darty with the Tennessean. Just curious that after you found out that Vegas wasn't going to work anymore, what was the process to finding Nashville as your landing spot?
Well, that was always one of the teams that I liked the most. It was a matter to see if they have interest. Obviously, I kind of knew June 30th at night that Vegas was not going to do much for me. So after that, it was time I was disappointed that night. And when I woke up July 1st, I was like, all right, let's make a deal somewhere. And uh, Nashville was definitely the best of both worlds. It was the one of the best cities in the NHL, and also a team that wants to win. And that's the two things that I wanted to be in.
Go to John Glennon next.
Hey, Jonathan, John Glennon, Nashville Post. I know it's been a few years, certainly since you played with Steven Stamkos, but I wonder if you could talk about your relationship with him and maybe I guess I understand you guys talked a little bit that morning of free agency starting and how that worked and which of you knew the other guy had signed first.
Well, how it happened is my agent was telling me, okay, well, at first it was like well, they're interested in all that, and July 1st it was like I think they're trying to sign you and Stammer. So I was like, oh, really? I'm like, okay, so like a couple hours goes by, and I'm like, why? Well, why don't I just like call him? So I called him, and I was like, hey, you signing in Nashville? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, me too. So it just after that, it was like, oh, perfect. We're gonna go through the process of like looking for homes and all that kind of in schools and all that. So yeah, so that's kind of how it worked out.
Go to Zach.
Hey, Jonathan, Zach Gilchrist from NashvillePredators.com. Seeing the Predators play last year, seeing their offensive style of game, how excited are you to be able to contribute to that next year?
Yeah, I think it just fits the way I like to play. I'm a hardworking kind of guy, and I want to help my team win some hockey games. So something that I take a lot of pride doing. So yeah, it's with the lineup that they had last year, they did. I thought they did amazing. Just the fact that they went to the playoff and all that, and did some damage against a pretty good team too. So I mean, it's the future's promising, and just want to go help the Preds to achieve their goal. And I think we all have the same goal, is to win. So definitely excited to start with that organization.
We'll go to John from the AP.
Hey, Jonathan, John Worrell with the Associated Press. You're working out already on the turf. That's impressive. It's July 3rd. I'm kidding. But how do you reflect back to know where you were and how you found a place in Las Vegas with that first team, and to see where you are and how you've been able to develop as a player to earn this type of contract now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a guy that came from pretty far, to be honest. So I'm anything that I do now, it's just it's gravy, you know. So it's one of those things that I'm never satisfied, and I always want more. And you know, it's, at the end of the day, it's all about doing it for my family and for myself. So definitely take a lot of pride to be a good professional and try to help my team win hockey games. And I think I did pretty well in Vegas doing that. And honestly, I'm just excited to start here in Nashville. And yeah, like I said, I came from far, so I'm super excited to be in that organization. And yeah, I want to, you know, when you win, Steven and Ryan and Luke, they probably can tell you about it. When you taste winning a championship, it's addictive. So definitely want to do it again, and I think everybody has the same goal here.
Russell.
Hey, Jonathan. Russell Venozzi of Nashville Hockey Now. I know with Vegas, you essentially got to see what was the beginning and the end of Nashville's 18 game point streak earlier or last season, I should say. What did that stretch of games do to maybe change your perception of where this team was headed and how close it was to being a contender and everything?
Yeah, it was definitely annoying that game that we lost against you guys. To be honest, we had that game in the bag, and finally it just comes out that we're not even that we lost it. So I think it's something that we were pretty disappointed, but impressive to see the resiliency that they had. Also with a lot of cap space that they have, So it just shows you that hockey, it doesn't matter who's in the lineup or anything like that. It plays on the ice. So it was all in their honor, and it was definitely a tough game for us Golden Knights, but good for the Preds.
Nick?
Hey, Jonathan, this is Nick Keyser from 1025 The Game. Just wanted to know, obviously, having that misfit mentality in Vegas, how do you hope to maybe add to the locker room and whatnot when you get here?
Yeah, I mean, I think I see a little bit of misfit in the Preds, to be honest. Just the way they played last year, just their hard nosed mentality and wearing teams down and all that. I think it's something that I saw playing against them, and they reminded me last year of my first year as a Golden Knight. So it's a good thing, and hopefully the new guys can come in and help the team to get a championship. That's the goal here.
Nicolas, NHL.com.
Oui, salut Jonathan, Nicolas Ducharme, NNH.com. Écoute, je voulais savoir, Ken Hughes a dit qu'il y avait eu des discussions avec toi pour un contrat, mais ça n'a pas fonctionné. Qu'est-ce qui a guidé ta décision un peu? Puis, tu sais, que à travers tout ça, c'est-tu réellement passé proche Montréal ou c'est vraiment Nashville qui est arrivé avec la meilleure offre?
La meilleure offre, c'était Nashville, oui. Il y avait plus de termes. Mais Montréal, c'était en deuxième. Je veux pas, là, c'était vraiment ces deux équipes-là que je choisissais. Puis, qu'est-ce qui a fait de la différence? C'est ça l'a penché dans la balance. Le fait que je pense que Nashville est une équipe un petit peu plus mature et plus prêt à gagner, à faire des dommages. Après, le fait aussi d'être un Québécois, de jouer à Montréal, oui, il y a des très bonnes affaires quand tout va bien, mais quand ça va mal, des fois, ça devient un petit peu plus difficile pour la famille, puis tout ça. Fait que c'est quelque chose que je voulais pas nécessairement faire partie en ce moment. Je dis jamais non à Montréal parce que je trouve que c'est une belle organisation, puis c'est quand même la maison pour moi, mais pour l'instant, le 1er juillet, je pense que c'est un meilleur fit que j'aille à Nashville, là.
Back to John.
Yes, Jonathan, John Glennon, Nashville Post. In a lot of ways, your experience sounds similar to Steven Stamkos in that you both had such history with your organizations, and maybe a little disappointment that you wouldn't be continuing on there. Can you compare those two experiences, and then maybe also, do you get any sense that you might get a look at playing on a line with Steven going into next season?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be an honor to play with a guy like that for sure. I was able to play with a lot of good players in my career, and Steven is definitely going to be up there. And yeah, Steven was there for 14 years, and I was there for 7. So it's the double. I think he achieved a lot of things with the Lightning, and he's done a lot, and it's quite impressive the player he is today, and hopefully we can come in and help the team. He's definitely a game changer, and I think Nashville should be really excited to have him on their side.
We'll go to Vince in Vegas.
Hey, Jonathan. Vince here from Vegas. Just to go back, you said June 30th, you knew the Golden Knights weren't going to do anything. Kelly was telling us that he felt things were pretty close with them and you prior to the draft, and then things changed. Did you ever feel it was close? And when you said turning the page, how difficult was that? I know you said it was always going to be an option that you could move on, but how truly difficult was it to turn the page?
I don't think it was close. I think it was intriguing, that concept that they were offering, but I don't think it was close. I was never. I don't think I was interested in something like that. Yeah, it was. It was definitely. I was definitely really upset the day before July 1st. The fact that I thought I was going to be there for the rest of my career and all that, and I think my deal was pretty fair for them, and they didn't want to do anything with it. So, and I talked to George and Kelly like the prior to that, and I was telling them like the whole situation, how it's going, and how I see the organization and all that, and um, they just didn't believe in me for the remainder of the my career, I guess. So it was a little bit disappointed, but I mean, I'm so at the same time, I don't hold grudges to George or Kelly. I think I I I'll always have a lot of recognition towards them because I've been part of the organization for 7 years, and we kind of did that for 7 years together. So I was part of their team, you know. So I definitely it's water under the bridge right now, and it's we move on, and you know I give them credit. They always want to win and do what's best for the organization and team, despite no nothing else. So it's a tough business to it's a tough way to do it, and it's a tough business. So good for them, and hopefully it pays off for them in the long run, because I know they want to win right now again. So they gotta. So it's gonna be intriguing to see, and only the future is gonna tell us who was right.
Close out here. Let Jonathan get back to what he's got going on today. We'll go back to Alex.
Yeah, Jonathan, I was just curious about your plans for the rest of the summer. When do you plan on coming to Nashville? And just anything about this summer that you're looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to find a house. I think that's number one. That's the one thing I want to do. And after I gotta find schools and all that, I'm coming in next week in Nashville to check out a few things, and hopefully I can get everything done there. And after, I would probably come in. Normally, I come in early mid-August for the school of the kids. So I should be around early.
All right, Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us today. We're all looking forward to meeting you. I know you have a lot going on today and this week, so we appreciate your time.